Hey everybody, and welcome to Emma's Eats, where we're going to compare my top 3 favorite chocolate chip cookie recipes. The first thing I ever learned to make as a kid. These recipes come from books that are very well used in my kitchen: Sally's Baking Addiction, Cook's Illustrated Baking Book, and Brave Tart. So the Sally's Baking Addiction recipe is a little bit different. It starts with melted butter rather than room temperature butter, and they also use an extra egg yolk in addition to the whole egg to make them nice and chewy. This is definitely a crowd pleaser recipe. There's also an extra step of chilling the dough for a couple of hours before rolling it and baking it. Trust me, this is worth the extra time. I've made them both ways, and that step of chilling the dough really makes a difference. So the recipe from Cook's Illustrated in their baking book is kind of fancy. They get you to brown the butter. So what that means is essentially you're melting the butter until it turns this nice nutty golden caramelly brown. You'll see little floating kind of brown bits, but earlier on your butter will get really foamy as the water boils off. The other thing that's really interesting about this recipe, that makes it different, is you pour your sugar into the melted butter along with your eggs, etc., and you whisk it all together, and then you let it rest, and then you whisk it all together and you let it rest, essentially melting the sugar or dissolving it in the melted butter. Oh my gosh, I wish we had smell-o-vision. This stuff smells so good. The smell of the butter as it caramelizes. Oh my gosh. Ready? I've always wanted to try this. YouTube magic! So the Brave Tart recipe uses chopped chocolate, so you get to chop it all up, and you watch as I struggle with my very old, very warped cutting board. I need a new cutting board. And then all of that is mixed in with the flour. But the rest of this recipe is pretty close to any standard chocolate chip cookie recipe that you would see on the bag of chocolate chips. Your room temperature butter. There is a little bit of nutmeg in there, makes it taste really nice. And you mix it all together in your stand mixer. Then you add in the flour and chocolate and cringe as your KitchenAid struggles and kicks back, and you try to mix it all with a spoon, but it didn't reach all on the bottom, so you give up and you use your hands. But it's very good, and then you throw your cookie dough on the ground, but then you get to put salt on the top. That makes such a difference. These are so delicious. Oh my gosh, can't get enough of these ones. So these have been my top 3 favorite cookie recipes. Has anyone tried any of these? What are your thoughts? I'll link all of these recipes in the description down below so you can give them a try and let me know what you think. Happy baking!